Do you want photos of your cruising grounds to be as stunning as your memories? You can improve your pictures, and it doesn't take much. Hi, I'm Carolyn Sherlock, and on this episode of the Boat Galley Podcast, I share 10 tips to get better pictures of the wonderful places you see while cruising. But first, today's episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Lunatec, makers of the Aquabot spray bottle, odor-free dishcloth, and self-cleaning washcloth. Lunatec offers practical gear designed to save water and reduce waste. A water bottle with a sprayer to rinse dishes with less than half the water. A dish rag that doesn't get stinky. Yes, please. I love their gear and use it every day. Visit lunatecgear.com. That's LUNATECGEAR.com to see all their great products and use coupon code BOATGALLEY, BOATGALLEY, for 10% off everything through March 1st, 2021. Lunatec, innovative gear for your outdoor adventures. And you have to clean your sunglasses and how much better your vision is afterwards. Well, the same is true for the camera lens. Okay, now the second item is to read the manual and know what your camera can and can't do. Now, my camera came with a quick start user's guide and then a much more complete guide online. It wasn't until I finally sat down and read the full user's guide that I got the most out of the camera. Now, a few of the easy-to-use features that really improve photos are, the first one is preset programs. Most cameras have settings for landscape, fast action, portraits, and more. Using those instead of the generic automatic setting ensures that everything is optimized for the type of picture you're taking. The second thing is to change the resolution. Whether you're on a phone or on a digital camera, using a higher resolution means that the photo will capture more fine detail and can be cropped or enlarged more without losing quality. Fill flash. Fill flash is just a tiny little burst from the camera's flash used in daytime to give a little extra light to a shadowed area, such as like a face that's under a ball cap or something. Now, the other one, sort of contrary, is to turn your flash off. If your flash fires automatically when you're trying to take a picture of something a distance away in the dark, you'll just get a bright photo of things that are nearest you, maybe the back of somebody's head. Turn the flash off, brace the camera on something steady, and you'll be able to get a good photo of the distant object. Okay, there's macro mode. This is used for shooting close-ups of things like flowers, insects, and shells, and it allows the camera to focus at close range. It is a huge help for those little things. And then multi-frame shooting. This continues to take pictures as long as you have your finger on the shutter button. Sometimes on phones, it'll be something like take multiple shots or something. It's good for unpredictable actions such as like dolphins or whales surfacing or car racing, and it's particularly helpful if the camera that you're using has significant shutter lag. Third thing that I'd like to talk about is keeping your camera available. The best photos happen spontaneously. How many times have you said, I wish I had my camera out? Having your camera at hand and ready to go will ensure that you don't miss those special moments. One thing to do if you're using a digital camera, start each day with a fresh media card so that you never run out of space. Also keep spare batteries handy. And the big one is weatherproof your camera so you can keep it in the cockpit, whether it's a camera, whether it's a phone, whatever. I also always take it in the dinghy. Some people use a Ziploc bag. I opt for a true waterproof housing. Actually, my camera is now a waterproof camera, and I have a true waterproof housing for my phone when I'm going to be taking it in a particularly wet spot. For everyday use, I just put it in a YugaWear bag. That works perfectly. Have people or the boat in the photo to get a sense of scale and place and perspective, including a little bit of the boat, the bowsprit or the bottom of the sail. Helps show that the photo is taken from a boat and can add interest to it. A person helps show the scale of something. If dolphins are riding your bow wave, don't just take a picture of the dolphins. Include the bow of the boat as well. To show how steep a trail is, shoot up at someone climbing ahead of you. In particular, all-encompassing landscape shots need something in them to focus on and to show scale. Okay, now number 5. Use more zoom and use higher resolution. If you're not happy with your photos, try more zoom or getting closer to the subject. Too many times, trying to get everything into one photo results in nothing standing out. If you think you're going to want to do some cropping, use higher than normal resolution so that you'll still have a good picture after you crop. 10 times optical zoom is about as good as you're going to get. You might get 20 on some, much more than that, and you're not going to be able to hold the camera steady enough. You'll still start seeing some shake. Next thing, and this really is where digital photography has made a huge difference, take tons of photos and just throw the bad ones away. It doesn't cost anything more to take lots and lots of photos. Wildlife photos are the most obvious ones where you're going to have to take a lot of photos to get a few good ones. Try things like more and less zoom with a little bit of fill flash and without from some different angles. You'll be surprised at how much better you'll like some over the others. The next thing that I want to talk about, particularly for life on a boat, if you're using a camera, you can't really do this on a phone, but if you're using a camera, get a polarizing filter and use it. It's just like putting sunglasses on your camera. It helps reduce the glare on the water, and it will also make the sky a deeper blue and clouds stand out more sharply. It will also help reduce haze in the photos. A standard polarizer has a slightly gray tint to it. I prefer a warm polarizer, which is more like amber sunglasses. These are really, really helpful. Number 8 that I want to talk about, we're getting down there. Whenever you go to a new locale or maybe beginning at an event, take a few scene-setting photos, like an entrance sign or welcome to whatever, an overview of a harbor. It really helps to get those scene-setting pictures, whether you're going to post them up on Instagram, on Facebook, put them into a digital photo album so that you can see them in the future or whatever. It really does help. Simple editing can help almost all photos. Take a minute when you're downloading your photos or scrolling through them on your phone, throw away the bad ones, and then spend a few minutes with a very simple editing program. I rotate any pictures that I took vertically. The two that I use really frequently are a straighten and a crop function. Straighten's called rotate sometimes, but it allows you to turn the photo typically in 1 degree increments so that you can make the horizon level. And this is a huge deal when you're taking pictures from a boat. Otherwise, your horizon will usually be a little bit off level. And then I use cropping to really hone in on whatever portion of the photo that I want. Sometimes I'll add a caption or two to a photo, but mostly it's just the cropping that I do. And then last but not least, number 10, create a slideshow or a photo album. Organize your photos as you take them, putting some captions where appropriate or giving names to them so that you can find them again. Also, take out the redundant photos. I typically will take and make either a separate folder or slideshow for a special event, such as a festival or an inland trip, and then I'll include a few highlight photos of that into the big slideshow that I make for the whole cruising season. And if you post photos on Facebook or your blog, Instagram, whatever, resize them to whatever is the best for that particular function. Hey, thanks for listening to the Boat Galley Podcast. I hope you have great photos. And don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode.